With 1 in every 4 homes owning a dog, they are the nation's favourite pet.
Are you coming to join our family? Oh, yes.
But for some, they are the targets for cruelty and abuse.
It's a hellhole, isn't it? Hellhole for dogs.
For nearly 200 years, the RSPCA have been there, protecting these amazing animals.
Concern is going to be whether it's going to get around, really, when it's older.
These are the people for whom appalling treatment...
This is disgusting.
Atrocious living conditions...
He hasn't got any access to shelter.
...and severe neglect are unforgivable.
There's a dog here that's been badly attacked. Bless its heart.
They'll do everything within their power to ensure that man's best friend is properly looked after. These are the dog rescuers. Coming up, a Staffy Boal terrier that has been hit by a car.
I mean, it looks broken. If you don't do something, then you're breaking the law.
An inspector refuses to walk away after finding a case of repeated neglect.
I don't like being made a fool of, and she's making a fool of me, and that's stupid.
And a dog with a flea infestation so bad that its fur is falling out.
Are you taking the mick, if we're honest?
Over 100,000 pets are hurt or killed on our roads every year. And with veterinary care for serious cases often costing thousands of pounds, it's crucial that owners get their dogs properly insured. In Birmingham, Inspector Herchy Boal is on her way to a call about a dog with a severely injured leg.
Is it a boy or a girl? Boy. OK, what's his name?
Mundo.
Mundo.
Yeah, Mundo.
Mundo. Come here. Oh, dear. Hey.
Mundo is a young Staffy Boal terrier and is clearly in a lot of pain.
All right, so what happened?
Car hit him, that guy not stopped, nothing.
I mean, it looks broken because he's not putting his leg down at all, and it's swollen. This is probably hurting the dog a lot now. You imagine? And, you know, look, you can see that he's a little bit, he's quiet, but he's probably feeling a lot of pain and he's distressed.
Mundo was hit by the car yesterday. Since then, his owners have taken him to 2 vets. But sadly, they're unable to afford the £2,000 it will cost to treat him.
It's very serious, that's the problem. If you don't do something, then you're breaking the law. So have you got any insurance? No? If you can't afford the treatment, OK, the only thing that you can do, really, is rehome the dog. I can take him to the hospital, OK, but then you're not going to be able to pay the bill, are you? No. You only really have one choice, and that's to let me take the dog.
It's a heartbreaking situation that has left the owners very upset and Mundo in need of urgent veterinary treatment. Having taken the tough decision to sign him over...
All right, darling, don't cry.
There's time for Mundo's owners to say one last goodbye before he's taken to the hospital.
If you put him in there for me. All right, Daniel, don't get upset. OK, I'm going to call you later. All right, sweetie. They have tried, and they're really upset. You can tell genuinely they love the dog, but I can see the dog's in a lot of pain. It's just not fair on the dog, really. Oh, you imagine having a broken leg. That's got to be horrible. I need to get to the hospital and get this one some pain relief and fix its leg, really.
With Mundo's welfare a priority, Herchy must get him to the vet straight away. He's taken to Newbrook Farm Animal Centre, where veterinary nurse Laura Bradley can diagnose the extent of his injury.
We'll take him in, bed him down and keep him comfortable over the weekend. We'll continue with his pain relief and we'll obviously put a splint on this leg just to keep it sort of stable.
OK.
And now we x-ray him on Monday.
Mundo can now get the treatment he desperately needs, but his owners have paid the ultimate price for not having insurance.
The owners have been informed that the dog's not coming back. You have to be aware that if you take on a pet, they may become sick. It's something that you have to plan for a little bit when you have a pet. You need to try and put some money aside. And if you can't do that, insure them, because that would cover this. It's now going to have some pain relief, and then they'll x-ray it and hopefully operate on it and, you know, hopefully save the leg.
Mundo's x-rays will be critical in determining whether his leg will need to be amputated or not. Find out later how he gets on. Sometimes RSPCA officers are called to the same properties to deal with the same animals again and again. In London, Clare Dew is responding to such a call about a 7-month-old Staffy Boal terrier called Rizzler.
I'm on my way to an address that I had a dealing with a few weeks ago where I removed a dog that was extremely underweight. The property itself, looking through the windows and through the letterbox, was filthy, dirty and stinking. So we gave her a period of time to get tidied up and cleaned up and sort things out. In the meantime, we gave the dog a bit of food and it didn't really need any other treatment, and I returned the dog to her and everything seemed to be fine. So I'm just going to go and pay an unscheduled visit and just have a look and see if I can check up on the dog and the living conditions. Thank you very much.
When a dog's welfare is at stake, inspectors will make as many visits as necessary to satisfy themselves that animals are healthy and being well looked after. Although no one appears to be home, Claire definitely isn't one to give in easily, and having been here before, knows where she might find Rizzler. Claire was right to make a return visit. Rizzler is very underweight. He's shaking, looks terrified, and his living conditions have returned to the mess they were in last time.
Dog looks terrible, certainly doesn't look like it does when I gave it back to her, and yet there's dog food everywhere.
There may be some food, but a dog can't live without water, and it doesn't look as though Rizzler has any.
But it's not an ideal situation for him. I mean, he's not even got a comfortable bed to sleep in. It's full of dog tins and things. There's plenty of faeces on the floor, so it's obviously getting fed occasionally.
As she can also hear the young children who also live in the property, Claire knows that Rizzler isn't home alone.
It's one of those situations where she's obviously too frightened to answer the door, but all that will result in is me coming back with the police and removing the dog.
Before resorting to calling the police, Claire makes one last attempt to rescue Rizzler.
Hey, Riz. Hello, it's Claire, RSPCA. Answer the door, honey. I know you're in there. I know you're worried, but avoiding me isn't going to help you. I know, Riz. Don't matter, mate. We'll get you out in a minute. It's just so stupid and annoying and frustrating, and it's not the biggest flat in the world. It'll take her 5 minutes to tidy up.
Convinced that the owner is home, Claire's chosen to play the waiting game.
I don't like being made a fool of, and she's making a fool of me, and that's stupid. I wait until she answers the door, which she'll have to do eventually.
Find out later if her persistence pays off. It's nearly 3 weeks since Mundo the Staffy was hit by a car. Because his owners didn't have any pet insurance and couldn't afford the £2,000 it would cost for him to be treated, they had no other choice than to sign him over to the RSPCA. Today, Herchy's back to see Mundo, where he's undergone surgery for the broken leg.
Hi, Joe. You got those x-rays to show me?
The break in Mundo's leg was very severe, and he's lucky Herchy intervened when she did.
That is quite bad, isn't it?
It is a nasty one. He's lucky that we've managed to save his leg, really.
Yeah.
This is the picture of the repair that the veterinary surgeon did. Although it looks pretty horrific with all these pins, as you can see, the bones lining up
nicely
well there. We'll be re-x-raying him in 4 weeks.
Right.
Just to see how well that's healed and take it from there, really.
Yeah, it looks like scaffolding, doesn't it? But once all that's taken away and removed and you're left with that,
hopefully he should have a functioning leg again.
Yeah, but recovery's quite long then.
Yeah, he will be with us for a reasonable period of time.
When Herchy last saw Mundo, he was extremely subdued and in a lot of pain. But now, he's full of energy.
Hello, Mundo. Look at you. You're wagging. A lot happier with your wagging, aren't you?
Apart from having to wear a collar to stop him chewing the metal pins holding his leg together for the next few weeks, Mundo is fine.
Look at what they did. Have you been naughty trying to get your bandage off? And, you know, different dog, really. Bouncy, wants to be bouncy isn't allowed to be bouncy and jumpy because that's just not going to help with recovery. It's always very difficult with a boisterous dog. They need cage rest. Mundo needs to keep calm and keep quiet and not do too much bounding around. You just can't tell a 5-6-month-old Staffy Boal terrier to not jump around. You need to calm down, Mundo. Have this look.
Let's go back to bed.
You take that. That's it, you take that.
Back to bed. Off you trot.
For Herchy, the change in Mundo is a sign of a job well done.
For me, it's really nice to see Mundo 3 weeks later, pain-free, having had the operation and looking a lot better.
It's going to be a long road to recovery. But with plenty of rest, Mundo will soon be on his way to a loving new home. In London, Inspector Clare Dew is following up on a call where she suspects a dog owner has neglected her 7-month-old Staffy for the second time. On a previous visit, Rizzler was badly underweight and being kept in poor living conditions. And Claire is furious that it's happened again. The owner is refusing to open the door, but this time Claire's not prepared to leave without Rizzler.
Answer the door, lovey. I will just come in, but you've got to promise me you're going to answer the door. We need to talk.
Having finally been let inside, Claire speaks to the owner.
We haven't known each other very long, but you trusted me before, and I trusted you, and here I am back to the situation where I took Rizzler from. The first thing you're going to do is give me the dog.
And they agree that the best course of action is to sign Rizzler over.
Come on, Riz.
As he steps outside, it's clear to see just how skinny poor little Rizzler is.
He's less than a year old. He's a bull terrier type dog, quite common here in the East End. He's a lovely light brindle colour.
He may appear to be full of life, but as Claire explains, Rizzler's actually desperate for food.
He's not actually being particularly friendly with us. You can see he's actually hungry. He's actively hunting for food. I'm going to give one of these to Rizzler, and I promise you it will not touch the sides. Gone. One more, only one more, because it says on the packet 2 treats per day. 2 treats.
Despite rescuing Rizzler,
That's a hungry dog.
it's the second time that the owner has let him get like this. And Claire isn't happy.
It makes me feel quite angry, sad, a little bit stupid, to be honest. As I say, it's very rare that someone gets one over on me, and they quite clearly have this time. And never mind, happens to the best of us. I know, we're going home.
As it's too late to get Rizzler into a boarding kennel and seen by a vet, Claire has taken him under her wing and putting him up for the night at her house.
I'd rather he was here with me where I can keep an eye on him and know that he's going to get fed and watered and looked after rather than leaving him in that situation. He'll get plenty of food and water and exercise overnight, so it's better than the way he's been living, I think.
Rizzler's 5-star accommodation is ready, but first it's time for some dinner. Claire knew how hungry he was, but it quickly becomes clear he was also extremely thirsty.
You know, that's a dog that hasn't seen a bowl of water for quite a long time. Good boy, and nice. He's too thirsty to eat. That's quite sad, really, to see a dog that wants to drink that much over food, considering we know how hungry he is. And you can see the collar there where it's hanging down, how loose that is. All any animal needs is food and water and shelter, and as an owner, that's not difficult to provide, or it shouldn't be. Good boy. He's lovely and friendly. He's a lovely boy.
Less than 2 minutes later, there's not a scrap of food left.
He'll stay in here tonight. He'll be quite comfy. I'll come out and check on him every few hours to make sure that he's all right. Good boy. In you go. Oh! He'll settle down. He's got a nice full belly. He's got plenty of water. It'll be nice and quiet for him in here, and then I'll move him on in the morning.
Tomorrow, Rizzler will be checked over by a vet and taken to kennels where he'll wait to see whether anyone will give him a new home.
Good night, Rizzler.
Sadly, repeat offending cases like Rizzler's are something the RSPCA sees far too often. In Peterborough, Inspector Justin Stubbs is also on his way to see a dog owner he's dealt with several times before.
It's really frustrating for us to have to go back to the same address time and time again. It's just pointless. The person clearly is not learning their lesson and is expecting us, I'm guessing, to come back and help when it gets bad again. Well, we're a charity. We're not going to do that. I've had a call saying this lady's dog, or one of her dogs, has got quite a flea allergy. We have been in the past and we have had to intervene with regards to a flea allergy before, so I'm guessing we're going to find the same. It may be that the dog's being treated. Some of these allergies can be kind of seasonal, so...
Oh!
How are you doing, all right? Has one of them got the flea allergy again?
Yeah.
Has it been treated?
Yeah.
With?
Show ya.
Fleas are incredibly resilient, and the only way to get rid of them is with medicated treatments.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
What is this?
It kills. It's, she's got an allergy.
No. This is shampoo.
Oh, shampoo.
So I'm guessing she's not been to the vets since last year when we told her to go last year?
She has been.
When?
Can't remember.
Bring the dog out and we'll have a look at this one.
As Lucky, the German Shepherd, comes out of the house, the condition of her skin and fur is appalling.
Are you taking the mick, if we're honest?
It's clear to see that Lucky isn't being properly looked after, and Justin is furious.
When's the last time she was walked? And be honest with me, because I can tell looking at her.
Can't remember.
You can't remember. Her nails are shocking. If you walk her, they don't need cutting, do they?
Okay.
Lucky is known to the RSPCA, and Justin is disappointed that he's having to act on her behalf once again.
Shocked. Really, really shocked. What do you do with your dog? You take it for a walk. It couldn't be any more simple than that. And she's admitted that she hasn't walked. She can't remember the last time she walked it. You can see it from the nails. The toes are starting to bend around.
The owner has been given warnings about looking after her dogs in the past. And as she's still failing to care for Lucky, Justin's not prepared to give her any more chances.
At the end of the day, the law is about dogs that are suffering, in pain, etc. And I don't know if that dog is or not. The nails are shocking, and that shows another kind of neglect. Part of the law is about duty of care to your animals, and she's obviously failed woefully in her duty of care to that. I'm genuinely shocked at that.
Lucky's skin is in such a bad way that she needs urgent veterinary attention.
Flea allergies on pets are not dissimilar to how human bodies might react to a bite from another insect. Dogs and cats can suffer the same. Some will be affected more by a flea bite than others. Some dogs can be covered in fleas and not really show obvious symptoms, such as the fur loss. Another dog could have 1 or 2 flea bites and drop everything.
Lucky's taken to be examined by vet Laura Woodland.
So it's been a year since she's seen a vet for this?
Yeah, at least a year since she's seen a vet.
Okay, right, let's have a little look at you.
She's a lovely dog.
She's sweet, isn't she? I mean, all the skin is really red and inflamed here and itchy.
It's taken a long time for Lucky to get into such a bad way. If she does have a flea allergy, then all it would have taken to prevent her from suffering like this is a basic course of flea treatment.
These growths could be just from chronic inflammation and just where self-trauma and then sort of scabs over time, or infections and things. You'd have to sample them, really. It gets to the point where you've got really sort of deep infections there that's going to cause her a lot of discomfort. God, all in between her toes and everywhere.
And on closer inspection, it isn't just Lucky's skin that Laura is concerned about.
She's already very thin, poor condition in general. It's just a poor quality of life and discomfort for her. To start with, we need to get on top of the infections that are there. So with some antibiotics, we'll also put on a flea treatment, and we'll reassess her in a couple of weeks and go from there.
Having been finally rescued, today is definitely Lucky's lucky day.
I don't think if I take the dog back to her, she's going to get it treated. I don't think she's going to have learned the lesson this time, so I'm definitely going to seek something a little bit more permanent.
As this is a serious case of recurring neglect, Justin will be pushing for Lucky's owner to sign her over to the RSPCA. It's just 6 weeks since Rizzler, the skinny Staffy,
He's a good boy.
was rescued and put up for the night by Claire. Since then, he's put on some weight, had his name changed to Bo, and been adopted by the Cowland family from Essex.
We can give him the home he deserves. He's perfect for us. You have to make sure, I think, when you get a rescue dog, that it's the right dog for you.
As well as doting owners, Bo also has a new playmate called Ella.
I think he's settling into the family really well, and I think that he's doing Ella a lot of good as well.
After a tough start, Bo can look forward to a happy life with a loving family.
He was just lovely, and I just wanted him from the beginning. Good boy.
And as much food and water as he needs. 2 months after being found in such an appalling condition, Lucky has made a tremendous recovery.
I think the most noticeable change for me for Lucky is her demeanour. She's so happy, full of energy and really wanting to get out there and play. Her fur's growing back nicely, the skin's looking all right. Absolute picture of health and a joy to watch playing, so much, much happier looking at her now.
Justin has persuaded Lucky's owner to sign her over and is hopeful that she'll be rehomed soon. Next time, can an owner's love for his dog...
I'd sooner go without than let him go without anything.
...make him clean up his act.
He can't be allowed to live in there for much longer, in that condition.
And an unwanted dog is abandoned and left to die in a local park.
It has upset me, and there's other ways that you can get rid of dogs. To do it like that is just completely unacceptable.
No.